How do you juggle multiple projects? How do you know what needs to be done next? How do you set your daily priorities? How can you lower your stress levels when the work piles up? I'm Jim Murhut from Coaching to Connect, and I'd like to share a tool with you today that could help you manage your work better. There are many ways to answer the questions I posed earlier, and many great tools that can help you be more productive in your work while being less stressed. I'd like to share one that I use that I call my work log. And it probably won't cost you anything to get it if you already have a computer with word processing or spreadsheet software such as Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel. You're ready to go. In order to set up a work log, you first need to create a list of the various projects you are called to manage. I'm going to use an example from a church I'm working with to develop programs, initiatives, and resource in two key project areas: family life and youth ministry. For this particular church, I would create two lists since there are two distinct project areas. So the first is family life. And in this list, I would add all the programs and initiatives that are related to the family life project, such as developing a core team. In this church, they developed a women's support ministry, divorced ministries, marriage preparation, social activities, marriage coaching, and family issues. The second project area is youth ministry. And for this area, this church has developed a list of program and initiative areas. The first would be they put together a core team. They've developed learning sessions, a prayer and worship initiatives team, social activities, justice and service projects, confirmation, young adults, and ways to resource parents. So of course, this church will continue to add to these lists as the ministry areas continue to grow. So after I have my list, I can build the work log. I'll just show you the work log I have that incorporates both of these lists that we just viewed. This is my family life work log. If you focus on the bold categories in the top row, you see that they are exactly the same program and initiative titles that I had on my list. Below the bold titles are simple reminders of what I need to do next to keep this project moving forward. You're not seeing everything that's going on in the project or in the program and initiative areas, only the things that I need to remember to do next. So how do I populate these boxes that are on this work log? Well, one way is anytime I have a meeting or a phone call related to any one of these programs or initiative areas, I add to this work log anything I said I would do as a result of the meeting or phone call. So it's all my follow-up work. Now I don't have to go through the minutes of every meeting that I attend in order to remember what I promised to do at all of those different meetings. I have all of my promises right here in one place. Another way I get information into the work log is that if I come up with an idea that I don't want to lose, but I can't attend to it right at the moment because I'm working on something else, then I just add it to the work log in the proper column, and it will be waiting there for me tomorrow to give it more attention. So that's how I get stuff into the work log. But how do I use it? Well, first of all, I add the reminders to it regularly, as I already said. And then when I complete a task, I use the strike-through feature to cross it off my list. The end result is that I have an easy visual tool that helps me know what I have to work on today. I just have to look at the boxes with text that hasn't been crossed off to see what needs to be done in every area of the project. Another important thing I do is that I look at it first thing every morning, even before I open my email. So many of our work rhythm problems are developed because we let email drive our work. Resist the temptation to open email until you have mapped out your priorities for the day. You can check the emails later. They're not going anywhere. Another thing I do is I set my priorities for the day after I've looked at the work log. Brian Tracy is a leadership expert who is credited with the phrase, "Eat that frog." It's the title of a book he wrote. Brian asks, what would happen if you had to eat a live frog every day? It would be a miserable thing to look forward to each day, but has to be done. If you eat the frog first thing in the morning, you can forget about it, and it would actually give you energy for everything else that you would have to do that day because that most difficult task is now scratched off of your to-do list. But if you procrastinate and leave the frog on your desk until the end of the day, it will suck the life out of you. It will weigh heavily on your mind even if you forget that it's there. The burden will slow down your work pace. All right, so think about the frog then as a symbol for the most challenging thing that you have to accomplish each day. It might be a difficult phone call or a writing project or a lesson plan that you have to do or a conversation that you have to have with somebody at work. Whatever it is, call it the frog and eat it as soon as you can in your workday. You might even want to give it a green shading just to make it stand out. You will love crossing it off your list, and you'll be able to attend to other tasks with your full attention. Another way that I use the work log is that because I can see the whole project in front of me, I try to make progress on numerous parts of the project every day. Some days, of course, will inevitably be consumed by one or two big parts of the project, but don't let that become your norm. It's better to keep everything inching forward rather than making large strides in one area or two areas while the other ones stagnate. Well, so here's what it looks like for the Family Life Project area of this particular church. And this is what it looks like for the Youth Ministry Project area at this particular church. Give it a try and feel free to adjust it to your liking. Remember, it's a tool. Make it work for you. God bless.